What is going on, world? Back for another sort of live journaling session and using Mind as per usual. And again, for transparency, I am part of the Mind team, so a little bit biased, but we use the tool and it's nice to kind of work through this with you all so you can see how the tool is used. So, my format is that I'm pretty much just going to go through. I have a journal entry right here. This is a real journal entry. It's typed up from my journal so I can put it into Mind. I'm going to talk a little bit about the entry. We'll plug it into Mind, and then I'll go through some of the things that Mind will give me back, talk about a little bit of those insights and why it's helpful. So, a quick piece on the actual journal entry itself. This journal entry is really circling around sort of my ideas about masculinity. I'm going through a move here pretty shortly, and this has been sort of a buildup over the past couple months. So, I'm talking about how this move affects me, things that I'm worried about with the move, and how all that relates to these ideas that I have about masculinity. There's a lot in there talking about success, what I think real success is, ideas that I've held on to about what could make me successful and why I care so much about success, and how those are ultimately helpful and or toxic. So I'm giving the sort of high level overview of it. You can take the time to read this if you want. Maybe it's too personal. Maybe it's not. I'll let you be the determiner of that. So I'm going to copy this here, paste it into Mind, and let's hit analyze. And so Mind is going to do its thing. It's going to cook up for a little bit, and ultimately we'll get something back, and I'll sort of talk about it. Okay, let's see what it says. So the summary that it gives me back about this is as follows. The writer is struggling with a deep seated belief about masculinity there that is not their own. This idea is causing internal disharmony, and the writer is motivated to move to a new city, learn a new language, and explore, which is seen as a way to find success. The writer has learned to second guess themselves and to feel that their opinions are second rate. The writer feels that they cannot be successful unless they are obsessed with money. Listen, this is again one of the reasons I like mine so much. A lot of times when I'm doing my own personal journaling, I have a tendency to just flow, right? I'll use abstract concepts. I'll think maybe in non complete sentences. I've also noticed that if there's an idea that is hard to come to terms with, I will write around that idea. I'll use complex language. I'll use sentences that are very illusionary. They kind of talk to different ideas and are hyper referential. All this because I've noticed that there are really tough ideas that I struggle with and have in my mind that I don't necessarily want to come face to face with. Right. And so, as much as I try, my mind will do all types of things when I write. And so, what I like about particularly the summary feature is if I have one of these long, arduous sort of journal entries where I'm being like hyper abstract, this gets right to the point. And again, even this last sentence, it feels good. It feels therapeutic to read out loud. That I do sometimes feel that I cannot be successful unless I obsess about money. That is 100% fact. So even that is nice. Okay, let's go down to the emotions and sort of keywords. The emotions, fears, insecurity, doubt, anxiety. I mean, this is hitting it on the head. And again, these aren't groundbreaking truths here, but these are ways for me to come face to face with a lot of what is at the core of what I'm writing, which is nice. Now to the most powerful part, which I like the best, is the questions, and I use these to sort of build other journal entries in the future. So one, how have you been feeling about your ideas and opinions in the past? Number two, what do you think is the best way to reach the life you've envisioned for yourself? And number three, what do you think is the most important part of success for you? The first two don't really move me that much, but I think, wow, these are really good. I think number three is really at the crux, right? Because at the crux of the entire journal entry is this question of, why is success this pillar in the ground? Why does everything sort of revolving around this? And what I love about Mind is that it sort of takes this objective view on the thing, and it asks sort of the hard question. It's like the kid who asks the question, and they're just being innocent, and they don't really know, so they just ask the obvious one, and that's super helpful. So as usual, I'm going to take these questions. I put them in my actual note, journal entry note, and I will expand on these. And in the future, I'll probably add these back into mine. So thanks for watching, guys. Talk to you soon.